Hey folks, I am Dave, the not so evil Viking 13, and we're about to watch the newest DayZ devlog after how many freaking months? Like 4? I don't know. A quick warning, this will be a live commentary, so if you guys have not watched the original video, don't complain about us talking, pause the video, press the annotation up on the screen right now, watch the original first, then come back. You guys all set?
Yep.
Press play on my mark. 3, 2, 1, play. That's a new amount of detail, wow.
Yeah,
It's a lot more detail.
it looks really choppy. Oh, they're not all wearing helmets. Nope, he's wearing a helmet.
And they're crouching.
Woo! Jump! Oh, he ran through a fence.
That broke his legs.
All right.
Whoa, the vegetation looks much better.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, does that look any different?
Hey, are these two?
They
different
said they
groups of people?
implemented all the grass from Arma 3.
Are these two different groups of people going towards each other or towards zombies?
I can't tell, but this is like The Walking Dead right here.
This is some high-end loot here.
I see a lot
True.
of ARs.
I know, everyone's got some sweet weapons.
Wait, all the ARs are different. Look at all the attachments. There's suppressors, lights, different sights.
So far, I think it's all stuff that's in Arma, but I know that it's going to be a thing. I like how there's one guy with no gun in the red. He's just creeping.
Are they like, they look
None of the
like
guns,
they're
Jeremiah,
creeping
are from
sideways
Arma.
or something? You feel thirsty. I actually do.
Whoa, the muzzle flash.
He's got a bayonet.
The bull moves. Holy crap.
Look, he's got a bayonet. He's got a knife on the front. That's a cool thing.
Loot.
It is nice.
Whoa.
Melee weapons were a focus of this, wasn't it?
Well, that zombie still looks pretty broken. I'll be
Yeah.
honest.
Shadows look 1,000 times better.
That
That was awesome.
You got hit by a grenade. Grenade zombie.
Worship the death.
Someone forgot to turn off their Steam notifications. Whoa, surrendering.
Nice.
That's cool.
I could see us using that. Breaking Bad season 2.
Is he getting handcuffed? He's getting handcuffed.
Oh, taking his clothes.
He's getting raped. No.
Oh, he's limping.
Next time on Dave Describes Things. He's limping. He has no pants. It's a road.
There's a slow limp too.
I do like the limping. That's cool. I
The
hope that
mocap looks a
actually.
bajillion times better.
It does.
The crouch run. No, that looks a little gay.
He's holding his stomach. You guys see that?
Yep.
That's cool.
Well, they showed it up close right as I said that. It's like, do you guys see it? The camera zooms in.
Like, no, my video is
Hello
completely
everyone,
different.
and
You see the chopper?
welcome to our dev blog reviewing
Talking.
the milestone that ended in July. So this milestone, the idea is to prepare and see if we can actually release a alpha based on this milestone, and the results were no. And so what I'm going to cover now, while we've got some gameplay going on in the background, is the reasons behind that. A little bit more detail will be put on the dev blog in terms of some words, but here's a So the build is not ready for release. So we have now moved on
He
to
loves playing with all that crazy amount of blur.
pushing forward to our next milestone and working on the issues that were presented with what we've worked on in July. So I guess the biggest piece of work that's remaining for us is what we're calling the multiplayer network bubble. So what this means is that clients receive updates that are within the vicinity of them. At the moment in Arma, you receive updates from everything that occurs on the map. That works out very well for the Arma system, but it doesn't work out so well for DayZ, where we have hundreds of thousands of
Frame rate
items
is terrible when
and
that happens.
thousands of zombies on the map, and lots of players doing lots of complex little interactions. So what that means is, as the players moving around, they're only getting the updates that are close to them. This gives us
That
good
makes a lot of
performance
sense. That should make it run a lot better.
It gives us a lot more security in terms of dealing with hacking and things like that, because there's limited data available to the clients. That has been programmed to be developed as of this sprint that's coming up for us now. So we'll have more report on the progress of that in the next dev blog. Another thing we've been working on is finalising the injury and infection system. So we had a rudimentary system already implemented, and based on testing for both performance and functionality reasons, that's actually being redeveloped. We've got a new animation tree for injured players, which you will have seen in the little preview that occurred
Yes.
before. And we're really excited about that. And I think that's another area of development that's going to carry on. But the aspects of this aren't going to block us from releasing the alpha. But we will be continuing with development on that and recording in the next dev blog. Another area of development for us has been the attachment system and how that links in with our...
He plays on a really, really wide...
So we really want
field of
to
view.
finish all aspects of customization for the
Yeah.
M4, all
Wow.
functionality to a high level of quality. This provides us a benchmark weapon against which we can implement all other weapons. The artists, some people might have seen on the forums, have been really busy.
I hate those
coming up
zombie
with lots
sounds
of
so
new
much.
styles of weapons and things like that. We're just focusing on the M4 now. We're going to add in all the functionality for the suppressor, different sights, extended mags, all this
should turn
kinds
down
of
his
stuff
game
so
audio.
that we have this
Yeah, it's hard to
excellent
hear.
benchmark. Custom animations, custom muzzle flashes, everything per weapon so that we really make them shine. Because we think that weapons are your levels in DayZ, so they're very important and we want them to really reflect that. A further area of work has been damage and bleeding. So the damage system is being reworked for both performance and functionality to accommodate the needs of DayZ. There's a new bleeding system, quite similar at the moment to the old system. However, it actually bleeds from the exact point that you're shot at and animates correctly. So we think that's quite a cool new addition. At the moment, it's not working correctly in the multiplayer dedicated server, so that's something that we do want to have finished before we can push the alpha out. The report on the progress of this will be in the next dev blog.
Gun goes through
One
the legs.
big area of development has been database and security metrics and
Hey
things like
guys,
that.
look at my
So
chest.
we're redeveloping the loot spawn system to be central server managed, and we're also preparing the database for a wide release. You know, it's got to
They
handle
are going
a
for the
large
central
number
loot
of players
database.
and connections. So that's
What a beautiful set of
receiving a
words.
significant area of development as well. Finally, I guess one
Central
of our
loot
biggest
database.
areas of development beyond all this is stability, and this has been greatly improved in the last weeks, and I'm sure those of you who've had a chance to talk to the people who've been testing, they will tell you the same thing. We've still got some way to go to accommodate the player levels that we feel is necessary for useful feedback. And I guess that's kind of the most important point to make in this development blog. Everybody really wants it to be released, and you know, we're really happy with how it's starting to look. But until we cover off on the very basic foundations of it, there's just nothing there to play. There's nothing there to really enjoy. We feel we're very close to that,
Just
but we want to
endless
take
reading.
the time that's necessary to deliver on that. And
Add to
that
cart.
is obviously frustrating for everyone involved, both in the
You
project
can't eat
team
it, that's
and,
glitched.
as well as people wanting to play it. But really, without these things, it's just not possible. So we really appreciate
has
people's
conditions
patience
now.
with that. And I'll be posting more detail and text on the dev blog over the weekend as well, once I've had a chance to sleep. So we hope you enjoyed this little
Once you have a chance to
teaser, and
sleep.
we're going to finish
Jeez,
off
poor
the
guy.
development blog with some interviews with some of the staff, so you can hear how things are going on. Thanks very much for tuning in.
Your mouth is dry. You feel thirsty.
Hi Evan, welcome against the developers.
What was on
blog.
talk over time of interviews?
So what are you currently working
Yeah.
on at the moment?
I would say it's disappointing that it's not coming out yet. But it does look like they've made a lot of improvements. I'd still say the zombies look not that great. Their movement looks better
Their deaths
most
are
of
much
the
better.
time. Their deaths are better. It's still like the time is kind of glitched. Like you shoot them and then they die later. That still isn't
Really? Because I was
Perfect.
noticing some really fast death followers.
better. It's still not great.
They don't look fun yet at all.
Yeah, they don't look very fun yet.
And I think, sad, but it's a key thing that he's saying basically that he's not releasing it yet because it's not fun.
Yeah, that did appear to be. What are you saying?
To most human people. Now, Dave is not human. He is alien, built on the loot planet. So he would play this game for
Yes.
life, even how it was right now.
But yeah, well, I mean, I guess what else do they have to add before it's fun? Because it looks like it has everything that is in the regular game, right? Like, or is in the mod.
Yeah, it sounded more like they wanted to get a little bit more stability, a little more content, because there's only like a few guns in right now, and that's kind of your leveling, and get those issues with the player locality finished, and then from there it's released.
I'm curious, like, what is the technical difference in making something fun to shoot and like both the gun and the satisfaction of killing it? Like, what's the
Punchiness?
difference between Arma and, let's say Borderlands?
Well, I would say between that and Battlefield. So they're like similar genre. I mean, Borderlands, they can just make it up. They're all fantasy guns.
Right. But
Battle-
I'm talking about the mechanic, not as much as the
Fluidity.
weapon.
Speed, like the fluidity of your character.
The reaction of the enemy both in being hit and dying. Big deal.
I think that's it, and yeah, it is still missing.
I can sum it up in a real quick word. It's actually the guy who created the very first Nintendo or first Mario Brothers game. He made a really interesting quote. He said, when they made that game, they had to make sure that anytime you played the game, things that you expected to happen happened. So if you jumped on a certain type of thing and before you even knew it was going to happen, you know what's going to happen. Like if you toss a tennis ball at a wall, you know it's going to bounce back. You know what it's going to look like. So like for DayZ, it's like you expect zombies when you hit them, they're going to like fall and crumple over in a certain way, but they just don't do that. And it's not fun, so it's so satisfying when a Battlefield when you shotgun some person. Even though in real life they're not going to maybe kick back that far, but it's satisfying and fun because it's kind of what you expect to see when you're playing the game. Like when you're hearing the sounds,
That's true.
It's like has to be part of what your expectation is.
Yeah, that's true. If you're expecting that
All
to
that
happen,
connecting together.
yeah, that's true. Right now, you just don't really know what's going to happen. You're around shooting until they fall over, but you don't really feel like you have control over it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And with the old style desync, it adds even more chaos to the mix.
And we don't know for sure that that's better.
Technically, it should be like it. Just
It
on
should be.
paper, it should be. Yeah.
It should be, but we don't know that it's better.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see like actual player killing in the game, actually, to see if that worked any better, if it was any faster or
Because
more.
we all know that's what we're looking forward to.
I linked some high-res screenshots for you guys.
yeah. I looked at them.
All the different outfits are amazing. Just how everyone is at least slightly different now. It's so nice to see. And of course, it's high-res.
That will be nice because it'll be easy to tell who's in your party and who's not.
Yeah.
Who's the 10th
the-
random survivor that just showed up with the axe?
Yeah, the polish and the clothes and the graphics and the grass is all really quite nice. The lighting and
The muzzle
that's a great
flash.
improvement. I just, it's making me hesitate about the whole thing is, how are they improving the actual DayZ experience? Stability is a huge thing. And I guess that's part of the reason that they're not releasing it yet. It's because that's not quite there.
Yeah, I still haven't seen anything that like blew me away. Like this is going to fundamentally be a different experience. Like it looks
Right.
prettier. There's more like there's helmets and different weapon attachments and stuff. But what's going to make the game play way different?
Right.
Yeah, it looks-
and I
looks
mean,
like
the
it's
only
building
actual new mechanic that we've seen. So we have a better looting system, which is good. But we were always pretty happy to loot in the old game. And making things rare will drag that out longer, and having more stuff to get, like cosmetic things.
Right.
But then the only actual other new mechanic we've seen is the potentially handcuffing or capturing.
Surrender. Yeah, capture.
But you have to wonder that as a mechanic can only go so far. Even without that mechanic existing, we've explored a decent amount of it. I mean,
It's true.
I guess my question would be, what new does it actually need? I'm kind of just looking forward to DayZ, the finished version without the hackers.
yes. I mean, that'll be huge.
I mean that'll help, but I guess what it needs from now, I still don't think the zombies are quite there. And if that is your primary thing, they need to be there. Like they need to be really good when you're shooting them.
Yeah, for long-term people to stay with DayZ, because it's just going to go back to what it was again, other than hacking, but it's just going to turn back into the same old grind and stuff. But the zombies are really going to create like awesome scenarios. That's what's going to make it fun, So you're not always just worrying about other people, but having the zombies going, holy crap, Or if you just want to play by yourself, it's going to make a fun game by yourself too. But
The zombies
play-
did
you know what I
look
mean?
a little more intense than before, but I still don't think
No,
I
they got
don't
a
think they're
long ways
quite
to go.
there yet, but it did look like when he was running away and the zombie was right behind him, it did look like, you know, you weren't sure if he was going to get away or not. So I mean, that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
that's
does
true.
look like it does look like a definite improvement. I don't think just because of the engine that it's on, we're going to see the dreamlike improvement that we'd like, and
Probably.
just a
Yeah,
really
that's true. That's true.
satisfying death. I mean, and zombies never really were the draw of Arma. They're just or of DayZ. They're just part of the scenario that makes it interesting.
But I think the better the zombies are, the more
Yes.
likely people will shoot them instead of just running around them like we do.
Yeah.
Like run around them and shoot each other.
The more longevity, the more challenge, yeah, the more interesting scenarios. Because at the end, it just turned into, you know, PvP kind of really Arma style conflict, which is kind of when we started playing Arma, because we're like, hey, we can just do this
Yeah.
in a game where we can have all the gear and we don't have to spend an hour gathering it up.
Well, like we just did, we can, you know, kill 50, 60 people in an hour and a half and have a great time, and you know, yeah.
And,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
go ahead, Joel.
I was gonna say the biggest draw for me in DayZ, if it doesn't have it, the only reason I really enjoy it is because it's the only really good co-op, like Fallout game, basically. That's for me. Yeah, I really hope he just adds more Fallout type stuff, and you know, like that's why I like the zombies. I mean, I don't really care about too much of the other bandits and stuff. I like sneaking around with you guys and going into places and stuff. That was probably one of the most fun things to do.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
think
boring.
that is
It's
probably
just
the
boring
most.
when all the zombies are just so dang annoying and they like chase you around like stupid chickens. And
Yeah.
so I want to get that to great because I love finding loot and stuff. But then once you get really good at it, you know exactly where loot is. Everything's the same old grind. And for me, it's like it's like now you just know it's gonna take an hour and a half to find a really nice gun, and then to do this, and then you'll die, and so then you just spent an hour and a half dying. So it's like, but if you don't know what's around the next corner, it's gonna be more fun, but you're gonna have more time to explore, and you're gonna feel more like immersed into it. Going, I wonder what's gonna be in this house.
I think
Where we'd
all,
be like, let's not go into barns because we know what goes in barns.
I think all standalone really needs to do is, obviously the small improvements from the mod, like making the loot system not so predictable, improving the graphics and that sort of thing. But the two main things need to be better longevity as far as your persistence, your camps, your hideouts, your vehicles, your end game stuff. Like the more of that there is to do, and then like everyone else has been saying, make the zombies fun. Those two things I think are the key. The persistence and the better zombies.
So
Yeah,
as exciting as it is to get into something at launch, I mean, is this something that you guys are all like, if they released it tomorrow, you know, would we be playing it?
If there
And
is
I don't
the
ask that, like-
persistence- Sorry,
Like,
go ahead.
realistically, the answer is probably yes. But if it was just you and it wasn't a group of people playing it together, are you excited to hop back in?
If I could feel secure that like my gear is still going to be there and the server's not going to go down all the time and like there is persistence by myself, yeah, it'd be worth trying it and trying to meet people and stuff. With a group, definitely. But like, I think that's what it would take for me. Is I'd have to be reasonably secure that my stuff's going to last. Like that period last summer where everything worked for like 2 months. Like we had all our stuff, we had our
on our
server.
own server, yeah.
It
Yeah.
was amazing.
So that was when it was the best, I think.
Yeah. Very
So
true.
if it
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. If
if
the
it can be that
servers are
reliable, I'll
working
do it.
And all
I
the
just
stuff is
wonder-
actually working.
I just wonder with such a release without a lot of the planned mechanics, like vehicles, like all that, if you know you kind of are going to get tired of it at a point, and
Possibly.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I just wonder if it's going to have the draw to pull me back in after they start adding those things in a year, you know.
Yeah, I'll definitely play it right off the bat, but yeah, keeping me for a long term, it'll only keep me as long as until like the next really good game that's like that comes out, or you know something like that. Because if they don't have regular updates and things are really coming out, not like, oh, we fixed one tiny thing on a zombie, it's like, whatever. It's like I want like something really cool, you know, like a huge.
They would
town or
probably have to be doing like a major feature probably every month for it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that sounds kind of extreme, but I think that's what it would take for me to, because you know I don't want to play
To
the
play
same
by
experience
myself,
I've been
at
having.
least.
I want to be getting the new experience that we've been promised. Not that, I mean, you know, so far I haven't paid them any money. So if it doesn't work out, again, nothing I can do about it. But once we start paying for the alpha, we kind of then start expecting them to start delivering on those of the promises that they've made. Now we'll see if they revise that when they release the alpha. They might say, this is going to be pretty much like this for a year, and if that's not good, sorry. It could be that, and if it's if that's the case, you probably still will buy it, but I won't plan on playing it that much.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say the DayZ experience alone is worth whatever price they put on it, because it's a great thing, but I just don't know if it's going to have the 140-hour hold that it had on me the first time,
Right.
even with these, with this new polish.
Yeah, I think I'm probably in the same boat. I don't know, Dave, what about you? You've been pretty quiet.
I'm pondering.
He's actually playing the game.
I mean, I don't, in case it doesn't sound like it, I'm excited. I'm
Oh, me
definitely
too.
excited. I'm like, I liked seeing the video. Everything looked really cool. Like, it all looked cool. It's just, I didn't see anything that made me go, if they put this up for sale right this second at, $50, would I be in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'd love to see.
50 would be
I'd
high.
love-
I'd probably wait.
Yeah, I don't think I would buy it for 50 right away.
I'd probably pay 30.
I mean, I
Yeah.
know Rocket's
Maybe.
intentions are good. I don't doubt his intentions at all. But we know that the Arma engine's not the best for this. So we don't, despite all his intentions, we still don't know if he's gonna be able to deliver. So
True.
far, he hasn't made those huge strides that we've been wanting to see. We've seen definite improvements, but we haven't. It doesn't seem like a totally different game.
Yeah, it sounds like a really hard engine to make it work
It
for this
does.
thing,
It does, and unfortunately, I hope that he hasn't boxed himself into a corner by still using that engine. Like, would it have been different if he used Source? Would Source even do it? Who knows? But
Source definitely not.
well, I mean, but something else like
Yeah.
Unreal. I don't know. I mean, whatever.
Something that's
Uh,
at least farther along and like being able to do that kind of
The fa-
multiplayer stuff,
The Fallout engine. I mean, I don't know.
Oh gosh, that
Like-
thing branches back to 2001.
No, but like-
That thing's terrifying.
No,
even the Warzy engine, as bad as it looked, was really smooth when you shot people. Like it was instantaneous, or there's no lag. So I wish they at least start off on an engine like that and then expand it, make it look awesome, and actually do it right. But
Well, I
I
haven't
hope-
seen any
I
player
hope
versus
he's-
player yet, so it could be like
Yeah.
that in DayZ.
I wish you would just go off the map for a year and reintroduce the game as a whole reboot and just wow me like the Division did. That would blow me away if it was holy crap, everything was just super polished and the map looked awesome and it's got all sorts of new places and looked really apocalyptic. That would blow me away.
There's now a full HD version of the video on YouTube, 1080p.
Bye, Dave. Guess who's running this out again?
I don't know. As far as what I'm expecting out of standalone, I really was getting into it the most right when we got our server, but the problem was that stability was a problem and hacking became such a problem that you couldn't depend on anything staying the same even overnight.
Right.
And without that persistence, that kind of ruined the game for me. So really, all I'm wanting out of standalone is the stability. If it was the mod, just I could depend on it again, I would probably pay for that. Anything beyond that is exciting for me. That being said, I am looking forward to a lot of these other planned changes where it's going to really feel like a new game again. The new disease system, the construction system, all of the above, really. I just don't need any of that, I think, to enjoy DayZ again.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're probably right. I mean, if they fixed all the things that aggravate me and make me want to stop playing it,
Yeah.
I guess I'd remember the parts I liked more.
$30 for a bug fix.
Yeah.
Well, it's not too bad seeing you didn't pay for it in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I paid for Arma.
That's right, you
Yeah.
paid for Arma.
Well, I mean, right, but the only reason I bought Arma was for DayZ. Now, although I can't really say that now because I am playing Arma, but I would view it as I pretty much did buy DayZ. That's the only reason I bought Arma at first.
Yeah.
But I am getting more value out of it now, for sure.
At the same time, that wasn't what you purchased. You can't expect value out of something else.
No, you're right. You're right.
Just being nitpicky.
It's all right.
Dave's a massive DayZ fanboy.
I think I'm still pretty cautious here.
We're all excited. It's okay. We can,
I'm not weeping, Joel. Okay, give me some credit. Weeping with joy.
You're actually in the bathroom right now collecting your tears.
I'll bottle
No.
them until the alpha release.
All I'm hoping is that when the game comes out, that I'm home first so I can play it before Dave. That's all. Just so I can say it.
You don't understand, Joel. I've got a day off saved just for DayZ. You're not beating me home, son. I'll like slash your tires in the parking lot.
I'm gonna be the first to the top of that mountain, and then I'll wait for you guys to come up there and shoot you. So yeah, no, hopefully all the servers work really well and doesn't go nuts.
I was trying to interject it earlier in the video, Jeremiah, about the weapons. None of the guns in DayZ are from Arma at all anymore. They actually pulled every single weapon not rebuilt specifically for DayZ. Like they're all gone now.
right, but you were saying they look so different. All I was saying was they don't actually. To me, they don't look that different now. It looks like all the different things that are on them are pretty much the same as the combinations in Arma. And then I saw the bayonet, which is of course different and cool.
Yeah, the combos, might be the same. There's only so many accessories for a firearm, but check out this screenshot right here, the one of the rifle on his back there. There's an incredible amount of detail, far beyond even what Arma 3 has on a lot of their guns right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm seeing like the magazine ejection, the what is it? The bolt release. Like it's all actually modeled on the gun. It's pretty intense.
All right. Well, you guys about ready to wrap this up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last estimate, how long do you think it will take for him to actually get the game out?
I'm saying the holiday season.
Yeah, I'd be really, I think I'd eat my hat if it came out before the end of the year. But I'm gonna say spring this coming spring. Yeah.
For just the alpha release?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna say Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's where I'd put it.
Yeah, I say it's hard to speculate. I think it could be like early September through spring, like Joel said. I don't think Rocket knows either, and I think that's a good thing.
No.
They're basing it on where is it actually at, not what date do we want to meet.
I'm just basing my estimate off of how the progress they've made contrasted with the progress they thought they were going to be making at this time. I'm guessing that's about where they'll end up.
Yeah,
But
they just look.
we could all be wrong.
So slow.
But it looks. I mean, they seem pretty happy with it, and the improvements.
I'm glad. I'm glad the way they're handling it. Take as much time as you need. Get it right.
Yeah. I was actually glad to hear that it wasn't coming out if it wasn't ready. Like, he could have said, it's kind of buggy and things are missing, but we're going to try to push it out to everyone anyway. No.
There'll be plenty.
It's like you just don't want to play for the first week anyway.
There'll be plenty of time for that, for buggy and not working. All right, guys.
I think let's wrap it up with final thoughts from each person. Chris?
All right.
Promising. But
Promising?
We'll see if it fulfills.
Jeremiah?
I like where they're going. It's still not all the way there for me, but I'm seeing improvement.
Joel?
Can't wait to go into a city, fake surrender as Dave's like on a mountain sniping for me. That would be awesome.
I'll second that. I'll second that.
Like, oh, I'm by myself. Just kidding. Sniped.
I'd say I
And I'll
am
loot for them.
I am
Again, it's
grimly patient, I think. Like I'm just kind of selling in for the long haul here. I'm excited for it, but I'm not going to be like, I need it right now, because I want to see a good product in the end. I want to see it succeed, not release quickly. I don't think those two things
I want to see his dreams come true.
Yeah, I don't think getting it out quickly and having it succeed can work together right now.
Probably not. Yeah, I agree.
So I'm just being patient.
All right.
That's that. See you guys.
Good night,
Bye.
chaps.
yeah.